One of the first scriptures that we all learned, the Golden Rule. Those of you who know I've shared this before, I grew up in a family that had the tradition at the family gatherings that we'd all have to be around the table, and there would always be the table, and there'd be the children's table, but we all had to gather for prayer, and we all had to say scriptures, and everybody had a scripture. And I told you before that, Lord, it would be so bad if you get a scripture in your mind and somebody would take it, and you just always try to hurry and have that pressure for getting to know the scripture. And you would hope that the family gathering wouldn't be so big, so that diminishes the opportunity for you to have your scripture taken away from you, so you can say scripture and have grace and be about eating. And everybody here knows that it's one of the greatest things in the world that I like to do. So the pressure was on to eat, you know that. So we had a gathering. It was really a bad and inclement time, and the family wasn't that large, and shoot, I had my scripture down. Yep, it was the what? The Golden Rule. And wouldn't you know, my dang blasted no life upsetting uncle right next to me used it just before me. I was like, I think I told you, I was devastated. And we weren't never allowed to say the shortest word. No one could say what? Jesus wept. No one could say, God so loved the world. Those were like, no, you couldn't do those. So you sit around here, and I said, since it was the Golden Rule, he took it. And I said, the scripture, as Jack said, according to Jack, this one was according to Phil. I said, do unto others as they would have you do unto me, and forgive my uncle for taking my scripture. It's one of the first scriptures we learn. This whole divine principle about treating others as you would want to be treated, it is a principle that has transcended religion. There are people that use this that don't even know that it's taken from the Christian Bible. It is the principle that will allow us to have a life-changing experience if we were to adopt it. Jack alluded to this in the very beginning by letting you know, but I with specificity say to you, take a look at Matthew chapters 5, 6, and 7. This was the mountaintop teaching. All of these things were in this one great big mountaintop experience where the multitudes gathered. So many pearls came on that teaching. I would be like, boy, if I could travel back to time, that would be the one time with certainty I would want to be there. I would want to witness all of those teachings that he gave at this one setting. The Beatitudes were given at that time. The passage that lets us know that we are the salt of the earth, that we are the light of the world. Turn to your neighbor right now and say, you look salty. The proclamation was given that Jesus said he is here to not destroy, but to fulfill. The law should not be broken, that we need to keep our commandments, which we still violate and we still justify. It's simple. Thou shalt not kill. There's no explanation. And not to commit adultery. And to let us know that we can commit adultery by our lustful eyes. Then one of my passages, to love your enemies. And then he tells us, this, you just have to imagine what this must have been like. And then he had to go forth and say, always do good. Wow. Always do good? Repeat after me. I will break this commandment. I will not always do good. Might as well be honest. But what would happen if we always did good? Then this experience goes on. We do this every Sunday. I want you to hear this from this mountaintop. He gave us then the Lord's Prayer that we do every Sunday. Can you see why I would want to travel and be back there? And not to ever worry. Not to ever worry. Turn to your neighbor, look him in the eye and say, guess what? I didn't lose this hair, and it didn't come gray because I was worrying. Oh, the two up front are really having joy with this right now. I'm telling you right now. But not to worry. Oh, Lord, what a different world this would be if we wouldn't worry, that we know that God is in charge and in control. And then as Jack said, this part of the scripture that we all know, ask and it shall what? Be given. Seek and it shall what? All right. And then came the golden rule. I know not seek and ask, Jack. I got the whole thing. But then the whole rule about the golden rule. Do you see that the scripture began with that word, therefore? So that means that other things had to happen first before you could get to a therefore. And what he asked us to do literally was, in a nutshell, is to really take care of the children. I mean, those people that don't vote? Those people that we just take for granted all the time? Those children that really don't contribute to the economic well-being of this nation? The children? Yes. We have a responsibility to do for the children. We have a responsibility to do for the children. And you know how selfish I am. I loved sharing with you our grandson. But I thought about, Lord, what kind of world are you coming into? I would want to do unto others as you would have me do unto you. And I look at seeing what's going on here. We played games with global warming. That's a statement of fact. We played games with global warming. And look now at what's happening. People are dying in the South because the temperature is so cold. And little children are freezing to death. So what is it? We have got to start this day transforming our lives, being able to treat one another as we ourselves would want to be treated. We have got to take responsibility for treating ourselves better, treating like we are in love with the Christ in us. We are so much in love with the Christ in us that we want to give this love out to others. Repeat after me. I want this whole world to see just how much I love. You didn't say it with feeling. I want this world to see just how much I love. I love you. I love you. I love you. Even you, I love. I love you. It's time for us to demonstrate this love. It's time for us to love. The golden rule. So I'm going to say to you, when I did this research, I looked up this whole thing. Some people say that rule was handed down by another setting of people. I don't care. I don't care. It's still what? In our Bible. And I don't care where it came from. Somebody sit up here and said, well, you know, they probably, I don't care. Inspired by God. I like that, Ron. So you and I must understand, we must be about the business of what would Jesus do? That's what I put on there. Turn right now. Look at those affirmations in the back. Right this minute. Pull them out in our book. Pull them out.